The city of Los Santos, with its beautiful waterfront, dazzling nightlife, and the opportunity to meet a star on every corner. Some people mistake this city for paradise, but it's not. Even in the city of angels, from time to time, halos slip. And when the halos slip, it's time to drop the hammer. The hammer of justice. I am retired police chief Jed Cummings, and I have been given unprecedented access to follow the Los Santos police force, so I could show you the real Los Santos. It's just another night for Officer Ted McCule and his partner, trainee giraffe handler Mike Hannigan. They're just about to head for home after enjoying some festive drinks down at the police HQ. Although these officers might be in the party spirit, they're always ready for action. As they're preparing to leave the parking lot, suddenly they get a call over the CB, because an officer is never off duty. There's crime afoot, and they're ready to spring into action. I position my car out of the way, so that way I can follow them as the pursuit begins to hot up. The call has come in that a gang of youths have been found in possession of Magic the Gathering cards without the appropriate beards or asthma. When questioned, these hardened criminals decided to go on the run, and now it's time to chase them down. As soon as the officer gets clear of the parking lot, it's blues and twos away as we head at high speed through the town.
Lazy, come on, give us a smile.
The officers here get a chance to show off their precision driving that can only be mastered by a highly trained member of the Los Santos police force. Throughout the chase, the police are trying to determine which is going to be the best way to cut these hardened criminals off. Jumping through stoplights, their blues and twos give them the advantage. As we reach the crest of the hill, they know that the crooks are close, but they're not sure which way to go. They fake left, they fake right, but then suddenly notice comes in over the CB that they're down in downtown. The stolen taxi cab, driven by these hardened criminals, howls past the officers, with another car in pursuit. These hardened criminals clearly have no respect for the members of the public as they barrel through stoplights, pushing their way past other cars. Here they're confused and they do not know which best way to go. But they've got a trick up their sleeve. They think that they can outshoot the cops, even though some of these cops have been training for years and know karate. A bloody gun battle erupts on the cross-section as innocent members of the public run for cover. In a matter of seconds, the crooks are down and the police are ready to maintain order. Suddenly, another criminal reveals himself by ramming the cops. He tries to make a break for it, but the police are onto him. They gun him down like the evil dog that he is. With all suspects subdued, the police can now get back to maintaining law and order and try to clear the cross-section. It's at this point I feel safe for me to get out of my car and follow them to see the aftermath. The ambulance crews have arrived to help mop up. This police officer may very well look as though he's lording it over the dead, but he is in fact paying homage to them. Suddenly, another criminal makes his presence known by ramming into the ambulance crews, killing one of the paramedics. The police react without a second's hesitation to lay down suppressive fire and return to cover. I find myself caught in the crossfire, but thanks to these keen marksmen, I get out without taking a single hit. There is confusion, everybody running around screaming. But thankfully these officers maintain their cool. And like that, there is a total of 3 separate criminal gangs taken down, with only 3 or 4 members of the public being wounded or killed. Now comes the job of directing traffic, which this police officer is doing in a fantastic manner.
I got your plates.
This is purely textbook. Standing there, looking, making them know that he's in charge, and forcing them to drive around the collision. This has been a long night for the officers, as he heads back to his car, ready for another night. Well, that was an excellent job, officer. You've done a fantastic job here. I can see you're obviously having to mind the evidence there. You know, thankfully the public are being very respectful and driving around. I think you're doing a great job here. And this was definitely a textbook takedown. You're not going to believe what's next. Now on Highway 47, we join the pursuit of 2 hardened criminals accused of bothering the elderly with the intent to cause confusion. The squad car in pursuit is piloted by PC Timatamatum Tam Tam with his partner Chip Studley. This is about to be the most deadly and dangerous chase of their career. We follow close behind but leave the officers with plenty of room as we howl through the canyons at night. These hardened criminals have made it perfectly clear they have no intention of slowing down. They gun their red sports car off into the night, but thankfully the high muscular power of the police interceptor is easily able to keep up, combined with the driving skills of Timothy Tam Tam Tim Tam, and they've got nowhere left to run. As we barrel through the twists and turns, the crooks get caught up. They decide to step out and try to shoot it out with the cops. This is gonna be a mistake. The police get out and return fire, and in a hail of bullets, one of the criminals goes down, but he's not down for long. His buddy then joins him on the deck. Other motorists scramble to try and get out of the way, and I lose my view of what is happening up front. When I return back, we've already got one officer down, and both crooks are on the move. One of them gets back in their vehicle and drives off, showing there's no honor among thieves. Then something terrible. A motorist, confused by the criminals on the street, crashes into the police interceptor, finally finishing off Officer Timothy Tam Tam Jimmy Tam. This was by far the most deadly night that these 2 officers had ever been engaged in. I decided to try and block the street with my car to protect their bodies while backup arrived. I waited with the officers till the sun came up, but no help came. This is the cold, harsh reality of being a cop in the City of Angels. I got out of my car and tried to move one of the officers off to the side of the road, but unfortunately my hand was full of assault rifle and I could not grip their slippery bodies. Sometimes, even the best cops can find themselves on the losing side. Next up, we take to a foot patrol with Officer Tristram Fancy. Tristram is a long-time serving officer. He now spends his nights wandering the woods and the highways and the byways of Los Santos. After recent budgetary cuts, the Los Santos Police Department can no longer afford an interceptor for an officer of such high caliber. But Tristram Fancy does not let that get in the way of his work. He strolls through the long tall grass looking for egg rustlers, and the highways looking for litterers and people listening to loud country and western music. After a long hard night patrolling, he then finishes up his tour by entering into the suburbs, checking people's doors and people's back gardens to make sure there are no wrongdoers hiding in the bushes. His proud, muscular walk is that of a man who means business, and his business is justice. As the sun sets on another long day, suddenly the rain begins to fall. And then, the call to action. Without hesitation, Tristram Fancy pulls his gun and fires on the suspect. He's aware that there's a Bentley parked on the citizen's driveway that we just passed. He heads straight for the vehicle, and he's away to apprehend the suspect. This car may be slightly larger than the interceptors he's used to driving, but he's more than capable behind the wheel. As the rain comes down, he speeds away to try and apprehend the suspect. This was the last time I saw Tristram Fancy. The legend, the hero, the man of the hour. I'm retired Officer Jed Cummings. Thanks for watching, and you stay safe out there, citizens.